Godzilla Kong review. I just got done seeing it, man. So check out the movie review playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Yeah, it's starting to get late. I usually catch the first show from especially movies that come out before the Hulu start coming out and shit. But yeah, I mean, it was solid. I think minus Godzilla was better. Minus one, what was it? Minus one Godzilla, whatever it was. A lot of people didn't like that, or some of the people who didn't like that. Come on, bro. The people who didn't like that, they didn't like it off the strength it had subtitles. But this was pretty solid. I mean, you know, Kong. I don't know, the dude he was fighting, the other gorilla he was fighting that was enslaving his people for the most part. You know, Kong his search was, you know, the thing was he was the last of his kind. So, you know, with him being the last of his kind, you know, he was always searching for more people like him and stuff. So, you know, then a couple of the gorilla slaves tried to jump him. He ended up, you know, befriending the little baby Kong or whatever. They ended up getting cool or whatever. After he had to whip his ass into shape. And then he ended up finding, you know, baby Kong showed him where, you know, they was enslaving all the people. He challenged old buddy, didn't know old buddy had a secret weapon in this mystical, you know, Godzilla-like creature that can just shoot ice from his mouth and stuff, or her mouth, excuse me. So, you know, obviously, you know how it go in the most Hollywood movies, it's the same shit. The hero lose in the beginning and then, you know, come back and win the second and third battle, whatever it is. So he kind of got took off guard or whatever. And then obviously you had the people, you had their brother that was in the Kong Skull Island, I think. And you had the girl from last time. So they was down, you know, they was in Hollow Earth, you know, because they was picking up a distress signal. Hollow Earth, basically, they didn't know it was indigenous people that lived in Hollow Earth, right? Kong really wasn't doing well there, you know what I'm saying? He was lonely, and then, you know, he was fighting other creatures and shit. So, in the beginning, he ended up getting, before all that shit happened with the other people, he ended up getting an affected tooth. They had to help him out or whatever. So, you know, so then they kind of followed him down there, all that stuff started happening. They found the indigenous people down there, and for the most part, they was helping them school them about what's going on and why they was putting out the distress signal, and the distress signal was reaching Godzilla. So Godzilla, you know, by the other time, you know, they didn't know why he started going crazy and shit. He started basically ringing up with energy because he knew what was about to happen or whatever. So, you know, Godzilla ended up getting, not Godzilla, Kong ended up getting his arm froze and shit. And they had to fix his arm or whatever, put a little thing on his arm. I've seen it in some of the previews. And he had to go, him and Godzilla linked up, they fought for a minute. He had to tell Godzilla what was happening. And long story short, they ended up fighting the other gorilla and the mystical animal. But the dude that controlled the mystical animal or whatever, he had this little ring or this little tooth looking like thing that controlled the animal. So once they got that out of his hands, you know, the battle was won. The animal, and then Kong basically, you know, Godzilla and Kong did their thing. He got the little ring, controlled the animal, got rid of old buddy, and then went back to rescue all the imprisoned enslaved, you know, gorillas and shit. It was straight, you know, the fighting scenes, they was cool. It wasn't a bunch of them, you know, it really ain't never a bunch of them. It's just when they do get to fighting, it becomes explosive and shit, you know what I'm saying? It's an explosive fight. So yeah, it ain't never a bunch of, you know, like, but it was good, you know, the CGI and all that shit was good. It was more obviously about Kong. It's funny he said Godzilla and Kong. It really should have been Kong and Godzilla. It was more about, you know, Kong and him finding his people and not being alone and adjusting to Hollow Earth or whatever. So they did end up reach the surface, whatever, but they, you know, got rid of their ass real quick, and you know, he conquered old buddy and took his people. And then the gorilla he was fighting, little red gorilla, he was all like, all them niggas was like beat down, malnutrition. They was down there slaving. You know what I'm saying? They was down there slaving. I thought, you know, he probably thought when he was in Skull Island that was the end of it. And that's kind of funny thing, you know, that you got people that ask the question, would you rather know more about outer space or the Earth? And, you know, we still don't know a lot about the Earth. You know, especially once you start, you know, getting into the ocean, because we only can go so far because the pressure will crush us in the ocean. So it's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of little things that, you know, people tend to forget. You know, people tend to forget. We don't know a lot about the Earth. We just don't have the technology. We carving people, so you start digging and getting close to the core, you know, your ass gonna melt. You know, some people still think the Earth is flat. Some people think the Earth is round. We still having that fucking debate. But it was a solid movie. It was a really good movie. I like minus Godzilla. I like that one a little bit better. Storyline was better. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you see, whoa, Godzilla and Kong jumping the motherfucker. Yeah, that was dope. I expected a little bit more from it, but yeah, I expected a little bit more from it, but it was cool. It was cool. It was all about them fighting or whatever, and you know, and all that stuff. But I still believe that could have been a little bit more explosive. Could have been a little bit more better. I think it was some room for improvement. Just a little bit in the movie, but it was cool. I think really more, you know, was Kong. You know, he dominated the storyline in this one. It was more than that. And I think that's what the Godzilla and the Kong movie is about. It's about them. The humans provide a dialogue aspect of it. You know, but the story is really about them. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a solid movie. But minus one Godzilla. I hope I'm not saying all that was better than me. That was really good storyline. It obviously was back in the day or whatever, though. So that one is one of the best ones I've seen of recent. But this was cool. I don't know if I did a review to minus Godzilla. I think I probably would say that's like an 8.5 or 9 out of 10 type movie. You know, most of y'all you gonna probably take it down a point or 2 because y'all don't like reading the subtitles. I don't really mind it. The storyline was so fucking good in that one that hey man, you was gonna read. I seen it at the theater, but I give this one like 7 out of 10. It was a solid movie, 7.5 out of 10. It was really good. I just go 7 out of 10. Maybe on a rewatch, I go a little higher. Some things I possibly didn't peep out or whatever. But I think minus one Godzilla was better. That's just my humble opinion. But this one was really good too. So check out the movie review playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Reach your chins, get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel? Cash App, $, CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link description. The link tree you can find me everywhere from Instagram, X, Spotify, Anchor, the whole 9. Peace.